I'd like to call to order our meeting of the Westwood School Committee Friday, January 6th, 2023. And first of all, we'll have a roll call. Tony Mullen.
Here.
Amanda Phillips.
Here.
Mayor Plotkin.
Here.
Dory Pomerly. And I'm here too, Donahue. I'd like to recognize the Westwood Media Center, which is live streaming the meeting and also recording for later viewing on its platform. Particularly thanks to Melinda Garfield and Charlotte Lynch. First action item, vote to approve the capital purchase. Lemma?
Hi, everyone. So thank you for convening to talk about this quickly today. We are proposing 2 capital purchases, 2 vehicles. These have been in the works for quite some time. And we would be using grant funds to make the purchase of the vehicle. So the opportunity arose in both cases because we had additional grant funding that we received last year over and above what was budgeted and planned for in special education and in the MEDCO program. The MEDCO program, it was for the planning and the transition for MEDCO expansion. In special education, it was ARP, American Rescue Plan related funding that's specifically for special education students. And in both departments, the biggest request and the most pressing need that was raised to me was the fact that they need vehicles. In special education, they have a vehicle that is aging. I think it is approaching 11 years old now and starting to fall apart. And they have demand for more than that. So we've sometimes had to pay contractors for the additional vehicle that we use on a daily basis. And this is for short run trips during the school day, primarily to support the transition program. That's a special ed vehicle. With the MEDCO program, they have not had a vehicle in the past, but they've seen a need and a value in having a vehicle that can do a similar kind of thing, be available for short run trips, primarily in Westwood, local area trips that are not fixed route transportation is the key definition here, because neither the special ed van nor the MEDCO van will be used for transporting students to or from home and school.
Lemma, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to confirm that we are broadcasting live.
Oh.
So that we're under this is an open meeting. I just want to confirm that. Because I think it's Westwood Media Center that's live streaming us.
Yep.
Are we all set?
Any questions for Lemma?
I think we're
Waiting.
holding off.
I just want to hold off here, Charlie.
Okay.
I see that Westwood web conferencing is
Here.
on as a participant, but I haven't heard specifically from Westwood Media Center that we are live. So I'm seeing if Charlotte or somebody is there and can confirm that for us. I don't want to have to do it again.
Yes, we're live.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue, Lemma.
No worries. So yeah, I think Charlie's point was great. If we transition to questions, I would be happy to answer any questions that arise about these 2 purchases.
Who drives? I mean, this might sound stupid, but who drives the MEDCO? Because it's a new, it's new, we haven't had run this before. Who actually will drive it?
So we wouldn't have dedicated drivers for either of these vehicles. These would be school staff, so MEDCO program staff or staff in the transition programs that would drive the vehicles.
Got it.
And these are, because they're not used for transportation to and from school, the regulations on the license are much less stringent, so.
Okay. All right, good.
I've heard in the past, MEDCO kids want to participate in Westwood's programs at night, like to play sports at night, to do the drama, the singing, all of these events that we have, the orchestra. And a lot of them are here late at night when the buses aren't regularly running. And so a question has come up from time to time on how do they get home? Their parents can come out and get them, but some of them don't have that as an option. And I remember very much years ago, Josefa Jowdy used to bring them home to her house, and they used to sleep on her couches. So would these vehicles be used for something like that for students that want to participate but don't make the regular bus schedule?
I'd say for the typical late day experiences that students have, we do have late buses that are scheduled for MEDCO, and our MEDCO director, Latifa, might be better able to answer the specifics about the schedule there, but I know it's at least twice a week that we have late runs for the MEDCO students. this would give us a little bit more flexibility. So it could be helpful in a case where we need like a short run, but it's more typically for local trips and more typically for like activities that might be needed for the program.
Thank you. Any other questions, Malama? Could I hear a motion to approve our purchase of these two vehicles?
So I think there's form, I'll do the motions. I think there's two. The first is the motion to approve the purchase of a wheelchair passenger van at the projected cost of $72,000 using funds from the fiscal year 2023 Special Education Idea Grant Fund Code 240.
Have a second?
Second,
Let's have a vote. Tony,
Yeah, yes.
Amanda,
yes.
Dory? Maya?
Yes,
I say yes. Another motion, Tony?
Yeah, motion to approve the purchase of a passenger van at the projected cost of $63,000 using funds from the fiscal year 2023 MECO grant FC 317.
Thank you. Is there a second to that motion?
second,
Amanda,
yes.
Dory? Maya,
Yes,
Tony?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, before we go into executive session, is there any new business anybody like to bring up?
But well,
Go
yeah, I mean,
ahead.
just very briefly, we've talked to 3 search firms. We decided to go with the Massachusetts Association of School Committees. They've done a lot of relevant searches, and actually I think they just finished one today in Milton this morning. So we thought we were comfortable with their team and kind of their insights. We're trying to finalize the timeline, and we'll get that out to you probably next week. But it's going to be kind of a number of activity with hopefully our goal, I think, to culminate sometime in March with a decision. We're also just trying to outline when we're going to need search committee and when we'll need school committee input, but we'll outline that, and we should be able to get that to you ahead of the next meeting. So sometime hopefully next week.
Thank you. Emily mentioned to me one time, the executive director of the Massachusetts Association of School Committees sometimes goes out and speaks to school committees in the town about the process. Is that a possibility? Would you recommend that, seeing that we're hiring them to do the search?
I think we can talk to the search consultant. That's probably going to be wrapped up in the communications, whatever communication platform we use with the community. But that's certainly, something to discuss when we talk about how to engage the community and what we're going to do there.
Thank you, Tony and Maya, for all the work you're doing on this project. I'd like to have a motion to move into executive session. We're moving into executive session to discuss the collective bargaining strategy with the Westwood Instructional Assistants, which would have a detrimental effect on the position of the governing body if the discussion was in open session. Could I have a motion to move into executive session?
So I just want to note that the school committee will not return to open session with that motion.
Thank you. Okay, could I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Okay, vote, Tony,
Yes.
Amanda,
Yes.
Maya,
Yes.
Dory?
We
Dory?
lost. Yeah, I think she's having issues.
And I'm yes. So we will now go into executive session.